Also, as you can see, the ICH, as you can see here, we have the ICH here. Also, it has many parts. This is part 3. Also, the ICH contain many controller, as you can see. This is the GP input output controller, the power management controller, okay, the system GPU controller, the clocks, the SMP, as you can see, all those are controlled. Okay, here also we have other control in the fourth part. This signals is for the SPI or for BIOS. Here we have the USB universal serial bus. Okay, here we have the PCI Express, etc. Here we have the direct media interface or DMI, because the ICH is the responsible chip for the all connectors, all ports and all interfaces. The ICH is designed or is designed for interfaces or for input outputs, means ports, connectors, etc. And also the HDD hard disk drive, ODD optical disk drive, ports like RJ45, like USB, like HDMI, okay, and also for some cards like sound card, Wi-Fi cards, etc. Okay, and also it controls the keyboard via the Super I/O and also control the BIOS, etc. Here, this is also the ICH. As you can see here, we have ICH. Okay, this is the part number 6, where we have the power. As you can see, also the plus VCCP is the power for ICH, as we have seen before. Also, we have here plus V plus 3 volts. Okay, and of course 1.5 volts. Okay, exactly like the GMCH, but for the GMCH, it has another power, the power for the RAM, 1.8 volts. Okay, and of course, like all chips in the motherboard, this is the ground part for the ICH. As you can see, means all these connectors or pins connected to the ground. As you can see, VSS, as I told you before, means ground. Okay, so in the motherboard, as you can see, this is the ICH. Okay, always we find the ICH near to the BIOS and near to the Super I/O. So this is BIOS, Super Input Output, or Super I/O. Here we have the ICH. Here we have the RAMs. Here we have RAM. Here we have the GMCH, and here we have the processor. Okay, so the processor, always next to the processor we have the GMCH or the Northbridge. So we don't have in this motherboard the graphic card, because the graphic card is integrated with the GMCH. Here we have the random access memory, the RAM. This is a DDR2 RAM. Here this is the Super I/O, the BIOS, and the ICH. Always or usually you will find these three are next to each other. Okay, so the processor is the main chip in the motherboard. Okay, the GMCH control the graphic parts and also is the interface between the processor and the ICH and the whole motherboard. So the ICH control all ports and connectors, and also control the BIOS and the keyboard via the Super Input Output. Okay.